Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to join you this evening for the 2021 Onyx and Ruby Gala. This is a different gala than we've typically had at the University of Cincinnati, where we celebrate the successes of our African American students and alumni. This virtual celebration is something that we've gotten used to in the last 10 or 11 months. My name's Peter Landgren. I'm the president of our UC Foundation, and I hope you are either dressed like I am this evening in black tie or in your most comfortable slippers enjoying the evening's festivities. This has been a year with our global pandemic and racial injustice that is a year that we hope we never repeat. We've learned a great deal about each other. We've learned a great deal of how we can advance our university and our health system's mission. When we think of the success that we've had in this past year, frankly, we've raised more money through our foundation for the benefit of our students, faculty, our patients, and our staff than any other year in our history. We've been able to, for our clinicians, bring in funds to purchase PPE. We've been able to bring in funds for testing equipment. And when we think about our university, to be able to celebrate someone like Theodore Berry, this has been a year where our community has rallied around what is really important. What is the diversity of our community? What is the culture of our community? And what does our university really stand for? Really just a few weeks ago at the inauguration, when I was able to, and I think we were all really moved by Amanda Gorman's words. I mean, such a young woman, and yet when I was hearing her, I was hearing our own Azaria Pittman Carter. I was hearing the words that she summoned at our university's bicentennial, 200 years of a university, and Azaria summoned up what is next for our university. We have over 25,000 Black alumni at our university, and when you think of some of the people who are moving around our community, we also think about some of the people we lost this past year. Clark Beck was a member of our UC Foundation board, and Clark was just a consummate leader of our board, and sad to lose him. To lose a player coach like Tony Yates. And these are people who will stay alive in our memories and in our hearts, and they've changed us forever. And when we think of change, we think of change for our students. We think of opportunities for our students that may not have been present, may not be present ever, without support from you and others. The Shawnee Scholarship really provides study abroad and international co-op opportunities for our UC students. And I know we're going to get back to studying abroad and moving around our world, but we won't do it without your support. The Shawnee Scholarship provides life-changing experiences for students at our university. I hope you'll consider giving to the Shawnee Scholarship this evening. And once again, I want to thank you for being here tonight and allowing me to take part in this great gala. Have a good evening, everyone.
It is my privilege to serve as your Mistress of Ceremonies for the 7th Annual Onyx and Ruby Gala. Tonight, first, thank you to Peter Landgren for getting the evening off to a great start. Tonight, we celebrate the accomplishments of an amazing part of the UC family. Normally, we are gathered together in one big room, one big collective embrace, enjoying each other, having a wonderful dinner, congratulating our honorees, and partying afterward. If you were with us, you may remember that's how it was a year ago, and the year before that, and the year before that. The 2020 Onyx and Ruby Gala was one of the last UC alumni events held in the traditional sense before COVID changed our lives. There's reason to be optimistic that we're turning the corner, thanks in large part to the researchers and healthcare experts at UC Health. Still, ongoing safety and health concerns have created the first virtual Onyx and Ruby Gala, and we will make the very best of it. Thank you for joining us, and let's get started. Coming near the end of Black History Month, the Onyx and Ruby Gala helps to put a final flourish on this special time when we reflect on our journey and everything we're grateful for. Tonight, in particular, we celebrate the immense contributions made by the African American members of the University of Cincinnati family. In so doing, we will honor a half dozen Bearcats for the difference they make and the inspiration they provide every day. Fittingly, we begin with a visit from the person who developed the concept of the Onyx and Ruby Gala more than 10 years ago and has ardently supported the event ever since. To bring greetings from the University of Cincinnati, please welcome the Vice President of Equity, Inclusion, and Community Impact, Dr. Bluezette Marshall.
Good evening, Bearcat family, and welcome to the 2021 Onyx and Ruby Gala. I'm Bluezette Marshall, and I serve as your Vice President for Equity, Inclusion, and Community Impact. It's an honor to bring you greetings on behalf of our President, Dr. Neville G. Pinto, and our Board of Trustees. It's hard to believe that a year ago we were enjoying each other's company in person, reconnecting, reminiscing, toasting, and hugging. And since then, we've all witnessed the devastating effects of the health pandemic, the reckoning of continued racial injustice, and the sobering reality of an economic crisis. Both the fragility and the resilience of humanity have been on full display. And this speaks to the beauty of this evening. In the midst of the world's drama, African Americans have been reduced to often the lowest statistics across multiple quality of life indicators. And while this may be true in some cases, it's only part of the story. Tonight, we interrupt the regularly scheduled characterizations of the African American community to bring you scholarship, leadership, mentorship, and service, otherwise known as Excellence in Motion. We're so pleased you're joining us as we showcase Bearcats at their best, celebrating the achievements and contributions of our African American alumni, faculty, staff, and students. Congratulations to all of our honorees, Dr. Julius Wayne Dudley, Phyllis Turner-Brim, Rob Richardson, Kenneth Simonson, Carmen Gaines, and Camryn Morrow. We look forward to saluting you and highlighting the impact you've made in our university and our communities across the nation. This is what we mean by Next Lives Here. We have both an opportunity and an obligation to be a beacon for our country and our world, and these honorees are doing just that. Many of you viewing this program are donors to 4A. Thank you for investing in our students by supporting the Shawnee Scholarship, which provides funds for study abroad experiences. You literally are giving our students the world through your generosity, and we are so very grateful. As we navigate our new reality, we know the show must go on. So we extend our heartfelt appreciation to the Planning Committee, as well as our Alumni Association colleagues. Thank you for your dedication and creativity. You're in for a treat this evening with our MC and award-winning actress and playwright, Miss Tori Wiggins. We are so proud of you. Thank you for spending a little of your precious time with your UC family tonight. And now, Justin, Tori, and 4A, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Marshall, and it is my honor and privilege to be here with you this evening. As I mentioned, we have 6 prestigious honors to bestow, so let's get started, beginning with the Emerging Leader Award. A bright future largely relies on the ongoing development of special people who combine their growing experience with an innate ability to influence others. They impress and inspire those around them, and they offer the comfort of knowing that when the torch is passed, we'll still be in good hands. With this award, we recognize alumni from within the last decade who exhibit these qualities, thereby demonstrating the best of being a Bearcat. Emerging Leader honorees remind us how to serve our community and care for others. Over the past decade, Carmen Gaines has launched a leadership program for girls at a local high school, building a strong foundation for her intended life's work. She has served as program coordinator of the Career Enrichment Program at Woodward Career Technical High School. She has also partnered with the Dan Lincoln Institute for Hospitality Leadership to establish a program called A Seat at the Table, which provides young women with professional etiquette skills, essential employment skills training, and career development guidance. Her belief in supporting and inspiring women also motivated her to create the Women's Liberation Workshop, which focuses on health and wellness. Carmen is a board member of the Greater Cincinnati Micro Enterprise Initiative and the School Board School. She is the Career Technical Education Pathway Specialist with activities beyond the classroom, which actively enhances the development of children in the Cincinnati Public Schools. Please congratulate and welcome our 2021 Emerging Leader Honoree, Carmen Gaines.
Thank you so much, Tori. Hi, I would like to first thank the University of Cincinnati African American Association Alumni Chapter for this award. What an honor and privilege to be acknowledged by my community. Over the past 18 years, I've worked with thousands of students throughout our region. In my career, I've held titles such as a teacher, a tutor, a job coach, an entrepreneur, and here recently, a career specialist. But my favorite title of them all is being called a mentor. I've been fortunate to mentor so many students throughout our region, and they'll have me do things like help them fill out a job application, to even attending their children's birthday party. I've been to weddings. I've been to so many engagements throughout their lives, and nothing is more rewarding than working with them and helping them as they transition to their career. There are some moments that are not as bright as others, but we know that those are the days that the students need us the most. So the work that I do have driven me to do more and be more impactful in my community, and to use my voice to amplify those who are often overlooked and underserved. And I could not do this without the support of my friends and family, my siblings, my late grandmother, Maddie Grissom, my friends, and along with my mentors that I had at UC. I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Eric Jackson, a former, if you don't know him, he was an amazing professor at the university, for not only mentoring me during the time of being a student, but also assisting me throughout my career and giving me that extra nudge in days of doubt. Over the past few months, we've watched how our community needs us more than ever. So if you're not invested, if you're not engaged, if you're not working with your community, I would challenge you to call up to your local high school and ask how you can help. It's simple as that. So again, I want to thank you all for this amazing opportunity for the Emerging Leader Award. I am excited. I'll have this hanging up in my house, and I, again, thank you again. So I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Carmen, and congratulations again. If I say the words Tower of Strength to my fellow Bearcats, the first thing that probably comes to mind is UC's alma mater. It's right there in the third line, referring to our university's resolve and character. But you can't describe an institution that way without the same words applying to its people, especially those who are best positioned to lift others in our shared journey. For that reason, the Tower of Strength Award was created to honor special members of the UC faculty and staff, dedicated individuals who have a vital influence on our students. If you were a student in UC's College of Engineering and Applied Science at some point over the past 30 years, your experience was enriched by the passionate work of Kenneth Simonson, the college's longtime director of academics. In one of the country's most competitive technical colleges, Ken tirelessly worked to successfully move students from admission to graduation, allowing them to unleash their personal potential on their chosen fields. Ken's greatest impact may have come as director of the college's Emerging Ethnic Engineers program. In that role, he helped underrepresented students fulfill their ambitions and bring their unique value to the engineering profession. The Emerging Ethnic Engineers program is a long-time model for this sort of inclusive education, and its leader can claim the lion's share of the credit. Ken retired from the university last year, but remains busy with volunteer work and service on the Grad Cincinnati board. And he can take enormous satisfaction that his contributions will continue to be felt through the success of countless alumni who benefited from his hard work, encouragement, and guidance. Please congratulate our Tower of Strength honoree for 2021, Kenneth Simonson.
Okay, I can mute it. Good evening. Thank you to the University of Cincinnati African American Alumni Association for organizing this event, and congratulations to all the past and present awardees. First and foremost, I want to thank our ancestors, my parents, brother and sister, my family, mentors, especially Mr. Don Viapre, colleagues, and a special thanks to the members of the Red Room and a group of phenomenal young ladies and men from Bowling Green State University. Secondly, thank you to Dr. Whitney Gaskins, Assistant Dean for Exclusive Excellence and Community Engagement in the College of Engineering and Applied Science, and a former student of our program, for nominating me for this award. The significance of Dr. Gaskins' position is that we have a responsibility to develop, improve, and sustain initiatives and programs that serve our students. This award recognition is not one of personal achievement. It is a manifestation of understanding our historical responsibility to understand that whatever space we occupy, we must continue to organize for the uplifting of our community. The events of the past 4 years should not be viewed as one of sadness or the celebration of the ending of a presidency. It must be viewed as evidence of our historical responsibility to continue combating the negative forces in a country that suffers from an extreme form of cognitive dissonance, which prevents it from developing a just and equitable society. I want to leave us with a few quotes that represent, in my opinion, what we must seek in understanding our purpose in life. Frantz Fanon, a psychiatrist and political philosopher from Martinique, stated, "Each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." James Baldwin, who I had the honor of taking a class with from in college, stated, "The paradox of education is precisely this, that as one begins to become conscious, one begins to examine the society in which he is being educated." And the last quote is from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, West Africa. And we talk about what is education. Education consists not only in the sum of what a man knows or the skill with which he can put this to his own advantage. In my view, a man's education must also be measured in terms of the soundness of his judgment of people and things, and his power to understand and appreciate the needs of his fellow men and to be of service to them. The educated man should be so sensitive to the conditions around him that he makes it his chief endeavor to improve the conditions for the good of all. Again, thanks to the African American Alumni Association for this award, and I accept this on behalf of my ancestors and all those who seek truth and justice. As we say in Mozambique, a luta continua, which means the struggle continues. And as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah stated, organization decides everything. Thank you so much for this award.
Thank you so much, Ken. All students are lifted up through their work with faculty and staff members like Ken Simonson. Yet a select few students demonstrate unique qualities like tremendous self-reliance, ambition, and dedication to their personal and professional growth. In the process, they also lift their peers because such outstanding individuals invariably make those around them better. That's why we present our Student Trailblazer Award each year. The recipients are going to be amazing leaders as alumni. We can tell because they're amazing leaders now as students. Our 2021 honoree is Camryn Morrow, a third year in the College of Education, Criminal Justice, and Human Services. She's studying human development and community engagement, which is fitting. She prides herself on her commitment to service here in her native Cincinnati, and she looks forward to inspiring a new generation of leaders through youth advocacy. The Greater Cincinnati chapter of the Association of Fundraising Professionals recently named Camryn its Outstanding Youth in Philanthropy. She is a University Honors Scholar, a Darwin T. Turner Scholar, and a Ronald E. McNair Program Scholar. She holds leadership positions in undergraduate student government and created a book club called Sister Outsiders for Women of Color. Previously in her UC career, she served in leadership positions with the United Black Student Association and the AACRC leadership team. Please help me welcome our Student Trailblazer Award honoree for 2021, Camryn Morrow.
Thank you so much. I am just so honored to be here tonight and to be surrounded by so many incredible people. Thank you to the Alumni Association for the work that you've put in to make this virtual event such a success. I know that despite COVID complications, There have been so many hands that have played a role behind the scenes, and I know that this definitely has not been easy, so your work does not go unnoticed. Being here tonight, I just think back to when I entered the University of Cincinnati as a first-year student in the fall of 2018, and I would have never expected to be the student or the leader that I am today. In fact, I didn't even consider myself a leader. I would have never realized that I had the power or the potential to make a difference in my campus community. During my first few weeks at UC, to be honest, I was terrified. I came into the university not really knowing who I was, what I wanted, or what my purpose was. I was so excited to start over and really have an opportunity to examine the passions that I had never been able to explore before. I had never felt a true sense of community until I stepped foot into the AACRC and joined the Transitions Cohort program. And the program and the center are what really helped me find my voice and empowered me to step outside of my comfort zone and celebrate my identities and get involved on campus. And I was so excited to meet new people and get involved in organizations that allowed me to create relationships and build this community with new people outside of my circle. Coming to UC, allowed me to see students and staff that used to be students that had so much love for a university that they were willing to put in the work to make it better, not only for me, but for the students that would come after me. And I think that is what inspired me to get involved even more. So of course, I was quickly drawn to spaces like student government and the United Black Student Association, and even as far as creating my own student organization. I love seeing people that look like me that are able to make a tangible change for their people and with their people. I felt empowered by upperclassmen in spaces like the AACRC and EPS that encouraged me to live up to my purpose and would not allow me to shy away from opportunities despite my never-ending protest. So thank you for all taking me under your wing and forcing me to step outside of my comfort zone. I am just so thankful for those people that helped me believe in myself and the love that I've been shown since I stepped foot on campus, especially Miss Nikki and Bib and Mercedes and Dr. Elliott. There are so many people, but there truly aren't enough words for you guys. The love that I have for you, you guys have truly been my rock. But to put it simply, thank you. I am so thankful for the faculty and staff, my family and friends. I've just been so blessed to be surrounded by such inspiring and passionate people who have lifted me up and given me the power to do so for others. So thank you so much. I am so honored, and I look forward to empowering others to do the same.
Thank you so much, Camryn, and congratulations again. The Onyx and Ruby Gala isn't only a chance to celebrate the accomplishments of our Black UC family and honor 6 of our members. It also provides us with a golden opportunity to ensure this excellence continues for generations to come in the form of enlightened, impassioned students who graduate from UC with a world of perspective and ambition. To talk about this, I am proud to introduce the chair of tonight's event, Adrienne McDade Taylor. If you were online when our program began tonight, you heard Peter LANDGREN reference the Shawnee Scholarship. 5 years ago, the UC Alumni Association's African American Alumni Affiliate created the Shawnee Scholarship Program to help our students study abroad. Its name comes from the Swahili word shani, which roughly translates to travel. In these last few years, our alumni have contributed to this great program and provided the funds to make such opportunities possible. Studying abroad can be a life-changing experience for current UC students. Here to tell you more about that is Adrienne McDade Taylor.
Thank you, Tori. Like Tori said, studying abroad can be a life-changing experience for current UC students. From enhancing their global networks to experiencing a new culture, the benefits to their education and career are significant. I know because I studied abroad during my time as a grad student at UC. I spent 6.5 weeks in France where I studied arts management and business. The curriculum required me to explore the city, exposed me to different teaching styles, and forced me to knock the dust off my French-speaking skills from high school. The Shawnee Scholarship Fund wasn't in existence during my time here at UC. However, I would have appreciated the generosity immensely. It is no easy lift for students to travel to another country, let alone have an academic experience in another country. Therefore, anything that we can do to collectively reduce this barrier to participation for our underrepresented Bearcats not only positively impacts the reputation of the institution, but can have a ripple effect on our world through the learnings these recipients carry with them throughout their personal and professional lives. We hope that each and every one of you tonight have heard something or will hear something that inspires you to give the gift of world learning, cultural immersion, and self-discovery through donating to the Shawnee Scholarship Fund. No gift is too small, as it can cover anything from breakfast to an airline ticket. Last year, we reached our goal of raising enough dollars to endow the fund and allow it to exist in perpetuity. This year, we have a goal of raising $20,000, which will allow us to make awards to more individuals and increase the amounts of these awards. As of this evening, our fundraising efforts have allowed us to raise $3,865. There is a button below the screen marked Donate to the Shawnee Scholarship Fund. Please click it to make your gift. As you can see, we still have a ways to go to meet our $20,000 goal, but I know that with our collective effort, we will meet and exceed this challenge. And for those who make a gift of at least $75, you will receive a special gift from the African American Alumni Affiliate, thanking you for your generosity. Let's come together to shape tomorrow. What's next starts now. Thanks.
Thank you, Adrienne. It's time to present the Pillar of the Community Award. You don't need a degree in architecture from DAP to know the importance of the pillar. It's one of the most important elements in the buildings all around us. It stands straight upright, and it's enormously strong because it helps support the entire structure. Sometimes pillars are decorative, sometimes they just blend in, but they're always indispensable. Look around a campus like UC's, a city like Cincinnati, maybe even your own home. You'll see them. How does this relate to our next honoree? Well, UC is the essence of an urban university. We're virtually indistinguishable from our community because our mission is so intertwined with the welfare of the city and its citizens. We prepare our graduates to embrace and reflect this sacred bond and to serve as pillars of the community. People who stand strong and whose actions support our civic infrastructure. Here is a fine example. A 2002 graduate of the College of Engineering and Applied Science and a 2005 College of Law graduate, Rob Richardson, became the youngest chair of UC's Board of Trustees 5 years ago. Surprising? Not really. You could see his impact coming early on. Rob was UC's student body president and established the university's chapter of the NAACP. He received the Presidential Leadership Medal of Excellence, the UC Alumni Association's Young Alumni Outstanding Achievement Award, and an honorary Doctor of Laws degree. He has become a leader in public service, labor law, and labor management relations. A passionate voice for the disadvantaged, his unceasing efforts have led to reforms and new opportunities to create a more inclusive and innovative community and economy. Rob is the founder and CEO of Disruption Now Media, a digital media platform and full-service agency empowering minority artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders on the rise. If it's the role and responsibility of a pillar of the community to influence lives for the better, to actively find ways to enhance the very fabric of the city, one citizen at a time, then we couldn't find a more deserving honoree. Our 2021 Pillar of the Community Award goes to Rob Richardson.
Thank you so much for that introduction. And I want to thank the African American Alumni Association and all the work that you put into this. I know I do digital events. I know they are more challenging than they look. So thank you for all that you've done tonight. As we celebrate Black excellence, I think it's tempting for some to look at this and say, we got these awards because we deserve them and all the hard work. And certainly that's a part of it. But as Ken Simonson alluded to earlier, there's also more to it. We all have a level of privilege. And when we talk about privilege, we often talk about it in the most negative context, which, white privilege is usually how it's brought up. But privilege is something you have. Privilege isn't the problem. The problem is when you don't acknowledge your privilege. The problem is when you don't use your privilege to help others. Everyone listening to me right now has some level of privilege. The question is, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to use your platform to help others, or are you going to solely do it to help yourself? Are you going to see yourself as a gatekeeper or more as a key maker to open opportunities and doors for others? Will you use your voice, your privilege, your platform to take some risks in order to make sure you stand up for what's right? All of you will have an opportunity to do that at some point in your career, at some moment. And the question is, will you do it? Will you do what you can to help others? Because especially if we're talking about Black people, I know we sometimes hint around it, underserved. If we're talking about Black people, none of us have gotten here by ourselves. A lot of people had to sacrifice. Myself, I can say I had parents that believed in me, despite what teachers said that I would never be able to go to college, that I had a learning disability, and there was no way I would be able to achieve at the level that I've been able to get to. It's because I had parents that allowed me to do the best, to be the best that I can, and to fight against those narratives that were presented against me. It's because I had a great program here, Emerging Ethnic Engineers. Dean Prather took me in early. He had a dream to make sure that Black and brown students would not be denied opportunities within the College of Engineering, that we could create a program that was centered on Black excellence, that talked about Blacks in technology, and let us know that, it is not an anomaly. We were enslaved people. We were not slaves. That's not our definition. We were just enslaved people. They were great scientists all through time, and they let us know that, and they poured into it. That's why I'm here. I'm here because of Dr. Abercrombie. I am here because of a lot of other people. And so I know I have privilege in this moment, and I don't feel entitled. I feel blessed. And what I want to tell everybody here is to use whatever opportunity and privilege that you have to help others, because the greatest power we have is to empower others. I'm blessed and I'm humbled for this opportunity, and I thank you all for this award.
Thank you, Rob. I can honestly say that I was a part of your tenure at UC. I voted for you, and we are so proud of you. Please keep going. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Our UC family has had many guiding lights over the years. One of the very brightest was Linda Bates Parker. She dedicated her life to cultivating leadership and empowering others. You could say that Linda specialized in creating enormous ripples of human achievement. As director of the Career Development Center, she helped countless Bearcats move into their professional lives. She also established the Linda Bates Parker Scholarship to help retain Black students in financial need. In this life-changing work and so much more, she brought tremendous care and compassion. So much, in fact, that we remember Linda first and foremost for being an extraordinary humanitarian. As a result, we're extremely proud to present the Linda Bates Parker Legend Award each year in her memory. Phyllis Turner-Brim is a UC Law graduate who has built a tremendous career spanning a range of businesses. At every stop, she has focused her sharp legal mind on helping others along on their own paths to success. After starring in executive positions for several high-profile organizations, Phyllis became vice president and assistant general counsel with Starbucks. She then joined HP, where she is currently deputy general counsel and chief intellectual property counsel, leading global teams of legal professionals who manage HP's vast portfolio of intellectual property. Prior to developing her legal career, Phyllis had been in technical management and product development with General Electric and Procter & Gamble. Phyllis channels much of her time and energy into the development of those around her. As an executive and career coach, she is focused on supporting women who aspire to leadership roles in the private sector. Meanwhile, Phyllis is also very active in community service work in the greater Seattle area. It is safe to say that its namesake would be very proud to see the Linda Bates Parker Legend Award go to Phyllis Turner-Brim.
Thank you so much, Tori, for those wonderful remarks. I am truly honored to receive the Linda Bates Parker Legend Award from UC4A. When I read the description of the award, it resonated with me because it recognizes the recipient's professional accomplishments as well as the active development of those around her. In other words, this award is for those committed to lifting as they climb. This is what I attempt to do. Many of the personal and professional successes that I have had over the past 30 years have come as a result of investing in others. My most satisfying moments are those when I witness my investment in someone else paying off as she achieves a goal or reaches a significant milestone. My success has come and will continue to come through helping others succeed. It has been my experience that people and organizations invest in me when I invest in others. As an African-American woman executive in corporate America, my experiences have led me to two conclusions. The first is that very few corporations demonstrate a true commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are still having many of the same conversations today that we were having 30 or even 40 years ago. The second is that in the face of the first conclusion, the surest way for African American people to succeed as corporate executives, C-suite constituents, and board members is for those of us who have seats at these exclusive tables to support their development and advocate for their advancement. I strongly believe that we have everything we need within our own communities and networks to succeed, so long as we pour into each other's success, lifting as we climb. I don't know if I'm a legend, but I am humbled to receive this award and recognition. Thank you, and remember, lift as you climb.
Thank you so much for those words, Phyllis, and congratulations again. Our final award tonight is arguably the most grand of them all, named in honor of one of the matriarchs of our Black UC family. 96 years ago, UC's graduating class of 1925 included a Withrow grad named Georgia Beasley. For the commencement exercises, she was asked to walk separately from the white students. She politely declined the offer, saying she wouldn't march by herself in the front or the back of the procession. She would go in the middle. Considering the time, the place, and the circumstances, marching in the middle of the procession was rather like, maybe choosing to sit in the front of the bus. And this was 30 years before anyone had ever heard of Rosa Parks. Georgia Beasley was serving notice. She was proud, she was courageous, and she was a leader. Isn't that what her education, being a Bearcat, is supposed to be all about? She went on to live a full and amazing life, including earning a master's degree from Columbia, teaching art for decades, and forging personal relationships throughout the arts community. In fact, if you wanted an audience with some of the world's most accomplished artists and musicians of the day, you had to work through Miss Beasley in order to meet them. Her cousin would later establish the Georgia E. Beasley Scholarship here at UC, which is administered through the Darwin T. Turner Scholarship Fund. Miss Beasley was such a pioneer and positive influence, so elegant, dignified, and gracious, that she became known as the Queen Mother. Many remember having the privilege of being in the African American Cultural and Resource Center 16 years ago when she spoke to a great crowd of her fellow Bearcats. That was just a few months before she died at the age of 101. No wonder we recognize one great UC alumnus each year with the Georgia E. Beasley Legacy Award. And we have a most worthy honoree this year. Like Miss Beasley, Julius Wayne Dudley is a champion of education. From his own humble upbringing, he understood that education is the way to a better life. Born during World War II as the first of 9 children, he took inspiration from his hard-working, illiterate father, a former sharecropper, and devoted himself to learning. He attended Morris Brown College and Clark Atlanta University in his hometown, and later came to UC before finishing his formal schooling at Harvard. While an undergraduate, Julius became acquainted with a group of South Africans, and he joined their struggle against apartheid. He was a staunch supporter of civil rights here at home, too, active in the voter registration movement and marching with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In graduate school, he became involved in the National Teacher Corps program. Later at Harvard, he worked as a tutor in Boston's urban schools and got involved in advocacy issues on behalf of social and political events taking place overseas, principally in Africa. With his PhD in hand, Julius began a long teaching career at Salem State College in Massachusetts. He is now a professor emeritus there. Since he equates learning so strongly to reading, he has put much of his energy into promoting literacy and spreading his love of books to Africa. Through his personal passion, he has worked with various world leaders, including Desmond Tutu and Nelson Mandela. And largely through his efforts and influence, the organizations and initiatives he's been involved with have sent 4 million books to countries on the African continent. Imagine the ripple effect from that sort of forward thinking. His passion is evident through the motto he lives by, culture for service and service for humanity, which is also the motto of his beloved fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which he has been an active member of for almost 60 years. It's not hard to imagine Georgia Beasley putting her arm around Julius and saying, "Great work, young man. Great work." Please congratulate and welcome our Georgia E. Beasley Legacy Award honoree for 2021, Dr. Julius Wayne Dudley.
Hello, my name is Julius Wayne Dudley. I am the recipient of the Georgia E. Beasley Legacy Award from the University of Cincinnati. I am very pleased, much delighted that I am getting this award. It speaks volumes about the organization as you speak well of me. I am a product of the University of Cincinnati. I completed my doctorate, all of the requirements, in 1979. I am perhaps one of the first African-American males to graduate with a PhD from the University of Cincinnati, certainly among the first 3 or 4. It was a very good experience, and I learned a great deal, but most importantly, my terminal degree from this institution empowered me to do not only good for myself, but for millions of others, not only in this country, but around the world. For that, I am most grateful to those of you who saw fit to honor me. In the group called the History Makers, they characterized me as being a champion of education. That has been my main focus in life. But this focus was guided and shaped by a philosophy, culture for service and service to humanity. With this doctorate from the University of Cincinnati, I went on to earn master's degrees from Harvard and to teach at several universities and colleges, not only in the Midwest, but the Deep South at the University of South Florida, Morris Brown College, Atlanta, and in the Northeast, Emerson College, Salem State, UMass Lowell, and several other institutions. This would not have been done had it not been for my degree from the University of Cincinnati. Also, I had the opportunity to do a special project which enabled me to send over 3 million books to underserved schools and libraries in Africa. From this experience, I met Nelson Mandela, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and a host of others, including members of the Kenneth family. But I also met many, countless, wonderful human beings in the villages and the hamlets throughout Africa, seeing their faces when they had their first book, or they no longer had one book for a class, but multiple books. They called me the bookish professor in South Africa. But many of the students who were a part of this project with me in America and in South Africa, Ethiopia, Ghana, Angola, were very grateful. And I learned from them how to become even more grateful for the opportunities I've had to make a difference in the lives of others. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. My parents were sharecroppers in rural Georgia. They had a big heart, and they knew how to do God's work on earth. Hopefully, I can do more for those who have the least. And I'm blessed for having had this opportunity to go to the University of Cincinnati to serve others, well, nameless, but very important to me. Thank you ever so much for this award. It really makes me feel good. And I hope and pray that I will live up to the expectations of this award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again, Dr. Dudley. And to all of our honorees tonight, another congratulations. The Onyx and Ruby Gala exists to celebrate the achievements of UC's family of African American alumni, faculty, staff, and students. As we have mentioned this evening, there is excellence throughout the family, and it deserves this spotlight each February, and frankly, throughout the year. Having met our 6 honorees and reflecting on our need for scholarships to keep the momentum going, I hope you feel that the 2021 Gala has delivered, even if it did take place on your computer screen. Special thanks to the 4A Volunteer Board, and especially the Onyx and Ruby Gala Committee, for your great efforts in organizing this terrific annual event and for adapting it to a virtual experience this year. We salute Honorary Committee members Jerome Jackson and Dr. Bluesette Marshall, our Treasurer, Brian Hardy, our Secretary, Deetra Walker, Adrian McDade Taylor, our Onyx and Ruby Gala Event Chair, and the Chair of the 4A Volunteer Board, Iku Williams. Allow me to offer a final reminder to please support the Shawnee Scholarship Program The link is just below the video feed on the website. Our goal this year is $20,000, which will make a transformative difference in how we support our students as they pursue study abroad or international co-op. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your MC for this historic virtual edition of the 2021 Onyx and Ruby Gala. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the chair of the African American Alumni Affiliate, Iku Williams, who will close out our program.
Good evening to my brothers and sisters in the Bearcat family. I want to truly thank you for celebrating this evening with us and also celebrating our awardees this evening. We understand we are in a unique situation this year, but we were able to make it happen. We were able to support and praise individuals who are well deserving of these awards this year. And I just want to thank them again for your well-deserved rewards that you received this evening. Thanks for working with us throughout this period. This was new for everyone. And I also want to thank not only our UC family as well. You've been able to support us financially with the scholarships that we have going on, and then also ongoing efforts throughout this virtual experience that we'll be having going forward. So again, just really thank you all. I want to thank the volunteer board that's already been thankful for, and our Black alumni family as well. But in the meantime, just please be sure to follow us on Facebook and on Instagram for any news and upcoming events. And I just want to take just a few seconds to say thank you to Mr. Kenneth Simonson. It has been an honor and privilege for you to receive this award this evening. And what you probably don't know is, as a third-year student, you got me together. And when I was actually thinking about leaving University of Cincinnati, and you helped me through to stay focused. And because of you, I want to personally thank you in front of everyone. So I understand you got a reward, but I want to personally thank you, giving your roses now in front of everyone, because of you, that's why I'm here as 4A chair, because I'm giving back to this university in ways that you gave to me, and I want to provide back to other students as well, the same knowledge and just love for the Black community, and understanding how much it means for university students, especially Black students, to graduate and then move on to be successful. So with that, I'll say congratulations again to everyone. Again, thank you for everyone coming out. I won't say coming out, but getting on virtually and spending time or spending your evening with us tonight. I'll say enjoy the rest of Black History Month. Go Bearcats, be safe, and we will see each other soon, family. Thank you again.